Hello there and welcome to Speak with Confidence Now. My name is Deborah Deras and I am a professional speaker, author of Confessions of an Adrenaline Addict, How to Achieve More with Less Effort, and a social media marketing consultant. Call me SMC or SMG, Social Media Marketing Goddess. Why not? Let's name it and claim it. And I am here today to share with you how to be able to speak with even more confidence. Why do I say even more? Because just by your intention to be here on this webinar, it tells me that you have what it takes. Because the first thing that any goal that you have starts with is intention. So let's take a breath. And let's set the intention for the webinar today. What is it that you would like to get out of this webinar? And if you don't have a piece of paper and a pen or something to take notes with, go grab it. If you're driving, no problem. But if you can, and I want you to write down your intention. And I do this with every class, every training, every meeting I go to. I live my life intentionally. I don't let accidental luck lead my life. I'm purposeful, I'm intentional, and I'm inviting you to be on that program as well. So what is your intention for this webinar? Do you want to speak with confidence at work? Do you want to speak with confidence to grow your business? Do you want to speak with confidence to be able to make more money? Do you want to speak with confidence to have better relationships? Write it down. And guess what, my friends? You can have all of the above. Yes. So the Speak with Confidence webinar that I'm about to go through with you is going to give you information that took me 17 years to learn, my friends. I have been speaking professionally for 17 years. What does that mean professionally? It means I get paid. It means people pay me money to speak. And there's a big difference in speaking as a strategy to build your business or speaking for a professional living. This webinar is simply to give you the confidence to speak anywhere, anytime, to anyone. For those of you that want to take a deeper dive and learn how to start a speaking business, I'll let you know later on in the webinar how you can work with me one-on-one coaching for that, because I do individual coaching for professional speaking. But for right now, let's talk about your intention. And if you can, and if you're watching this on YouTube, write in the comment section, what is your intention? Because when you name it, my friends, you claim it. And I'm not trying to get motivational speaker on you. I am letting you know the facts, baby. The facts are what you put out to the universe, you get back. It's called the universal law of circulation. And today I am here to give you all of the goodies that I've received over the last 17 years so that you can fulfill your soul's contract. Do you hear me? Each and every one of you has a contract. You have a contract, a divine appointment. The reason why you came into this body, into this form at this time. And it's very important to me that you fulfill this contract. And I'll tell you why when you get to hear my story. So that's one of the reasons I'm very passionate about igniting the flame of your passion so that you can fulfill your soul's contract and live every day on purpose. So you no longer have a job, just over broke, baby, but you have a joy. Whether you're an entrepreneur and you're working for a company and you're a visionary and a leader, or you're an entrepreneur and you're building an amazing business, either way, I am on your team, I'm on your side, and I am here today to give you tools to speak with even more confidence. It helps in all areas of your life, your business, your career, relationships, and prosperity, baby. Money, honey, because thank you does not pay the bills. You need cash, okay? So today in this course, number one, I'm going to share with you how to eliminate your fear of speaking publicly. So we're just going to get started. The number one fear that is the most common, that most human beings have, most popular, is fear of speaking. I don't have that fear, but I did. And I'm going to tell you how I got rid of it. Two, I am going to share with you the key to be able to own the stage. whether you're at the boardroom or in the bedroom, baby. How you can own the stage of your speaking and your presenting, right? You're going to be able to take ownership of who you are, what you're saying, what you're leading and influencing people to do by your voice, by your word, and how you can speak it with authority, with integrity, and most importantly, with authenticity. Because it's really important that you keep it real. I used to try to fake the funk, and I realized you cannot fake the funk. It doesn't work. You won't get called back. So I had to be real. Finally, I'm going to give you some secrets in how you can prepare your speech so that you can feel even more confident in the preparation. How does that sound? Good or good? Good? Fantastic. Okay, so before I go through all of that, it's going to be like an hour webinar. Somebody stop me 45 minutes into it, right? Otherwise, I'll keep going on. Those of you that have seen me speak live, you know I so much love what I do that I can talk forever because it's not any effort, it's pure flow. However, I'm going to look at my clock and make sure that I stop because a good speaker is on time. Let me tell you that. That's one of the skills that you will master, my friends. You will master it with me. Okay, so the number one question that I get is, how did you start as a professional speaker? What made you become a speaker and how did you get started? So it's really important. Okay, so I began, like I didn't go to kindergarten or high school or even college and say, okay, one day when I grow up, I want to be famous like Anthony Robbins. No way. In fact, what I said was I want to be a teacher. I used to play school and have a flip chart. I was always teaching my neighborhood kids. Who knows what the heck I was teaching them. But I was teaching them something because I love to give information. I love to share and I love to help people. So teaching was my goal. And I was all set on going to school for business. In fact, business marketing. Not because I love business, but because my immigrant father from Colombia, yay, Colombians, said, in order to make it in this country, you need to know business. I was like, okay, papi, want to be a good little muñequita? So, little doll, right? So I said, yes, okay, I'll study business. So I got my bachelor's degree in business marketing, and I was going full force to go into business. I was thinking maybe human resource management so that I could help people. But guess what happened? Tragedy. So 2 quarters before, actually it was before I finished my degree. 2 quarters before I finished my degree, my 16-year-old brother, David, passed away. He had an epileptic seizure and he transitioned, you know, and it was a really shocking thing. And everybody was saying, oh my goodness, what a tragedy. Your brother passed away. And I was feeling really bad and really depressed, of course, right? And I had a dream one night. And in my dream, my brother came into my dream. And this is like my why story, and you're going to have your why story. And in my dream, my brother said to me, my death was not a tragedy. It was my destiny. It was my soul's contract. And you have a soul's contract. You have unique talents, skills, and abilities, and you're here to serve the world. Because at that time, I really didn't want to live in a world that could take away a 16-year-old young boy. I was 19. I thought it was unfair. And when I had that dream, it changed everything. It changed my perception from his death being a tragedy to his passing being his destiny, his fulfillment of the contract. I feel the same way about Prince, who recently passed away. It wasn't a tragedy that he overdosed on pain medication. It was his destiny because his soul had evolved. He had completed his contract, and that's it. And that's just my belief. You don't have to believe my belief. But what I encourage you and invite you to believe is that you have a destiny, that you have a contract, and that you have a purpose. And that when you are in alignment with who you are, what you're here to do, how to use your unique divine talents, skills, and abilities, that you're absolutely going to be abundantly paid to do what you love, whether it's speaking for a living or whether it's just using speaking as a tool in whatever you do, as a dentist, as a plumber, as an electrician, as whatever you do, that you are being of service with speaking as a tool. So when that happened with my brother, I changed my major from business to counseling so I could help people with disabilities like my brother. I thought, oh, that's my legacy. That's his legacy. Let me help people with disabilities. Guess what I found out? It wasn't the people with disabilities that needed the help. It was my coworkers, because they were totally burnt out. They're the ones that inspired my book, Confessions of an Adrenaline Addict. By the way, if you stay tuned till the end of the webinar, I'm going to give you a free gift. Don't we love free gifts? Okay, so I decided I'm going to become a rehab counselor. I got a job at the state of California, and my coworkers were burnt out. In fact, one of them in particular, I'll give his name because he's retired now. Why not? It's been 17 years or whatever. And his name was Walter. And I would say, hi, Walter, good morning. And then he wouldn't respond. He was like this. I'm like, what the heck is wrong with Walter? Why isn't he saying hello? I mean, I'm giving him a greeting. And they said, oh, don't worry about him. He's going to retire. I'm like, well, when is he going to retire? Let's do a potluck. Let's plan something. They said, oh, no, Deborah, you don't understand. He's retiring in 5 years, 4 months, 3 days, 2 minutes, and 53 seconds. Look, he has a clock above his head. And at that time, my friends, I was 23, 24 years old. And I said, I cannot stand with a ticking clock over my head. I'm not going to wait till I retire to live passionately. I am committed to living passionately now because I know one day my brother didn't wake up. I know that my days are not promised, that your days are not promised. We don't know what our soul's contract is. How many people passed away this year? This year, 2016, has been so like, whoa, just one after another, every other day. There's somebody, you know, China, the wrestler, and then, oh my God, Prince, and then, you know, my executive director where I consult, just like one after another. And what we have to realize is every moment we have to live it to the fullest. And that means using or allowing your talent, skills, and abilities to be used through you, not from you. I'm going to teach you that so that you're going to be able to let go of your anxiousness about speaking. So I decided, you know what? I can either join in the pity party and get a retirement clock and go crazy, or I can be passionate. And so I decided to choose passionate. Why not? So I started my first company, Passionate Living Now, and it was a coaching company to help you live passionately, purposefully, and prosperously. I'm still doing the same thing. I just merged it into a speaking company now. So I ended up starting that business, and 3 years later, from starting that idea, letting it download into my mind, I quit my job and I went full-time in my business. But before I did, I took some steps. And I want you to hear these steps because this is what's going to help you speak with confidence. You may hear me speak now, those of you that have seen me in person or online, and think, wow, that's a confident girl. It is not something that happened overnight, my friends. I am relatively confident. However, it's something that I put a lot of intention, energy, and attention to, because whatever we focus on expands. So one of the first things I did, this is a tool, write it down, is I went to Toastmasters, toastmasters.org. It's a nonprofit organization. It's like $30 for 6 months of membership. You can go like a 12-step program 5 times a day, however much you need to go. You can use it as a networking tool. You could use it as a business development tool. You could use it if you're looking for a new career opportunity. You can use it if you're looking for love. I went to a Toastmasters group right outside my office door, and guess who was there? eHarmony, trying to get me to sign up so I can not be single anymore. I'm like, I'm good, eHarmony. Thanks a lot. Trying to cut down. So funny, right? So that Toastmasters, I went not to become a professional speaker. I went to Toastmasters because I wanted to improve my 30-second infomercial. I had no intentions of speaking for a living, my friends. I had intentions on being confident. So some of you are on this webinar. You don't have to become a professional speaker. I'm not telling you get paid to speak. What I'm saying is have confidence so that anywhere, anytime with anyone, you could be able to open your mouth, influence, inspire, and persuade so that your life will be easier because you're going to be an excellent communicator. So after I went to Toastmasters for a few years, of course, like everything else, I don't just become a member. I become the president, right? So I'm president of the first ever bilingual Spanish-English Toastmasters. Fantastic, right? Not that I ever did a speech in Spanish, but I thought about it. Estaba pensando, pero I didn't do it. We had some people that were studying from Mexico that their second language was English, so they would do speeches in English. It was fantastic, great networking. Then I would practice my speeches. People would say, so how much do you get paid to speak? And I would say, what? um, I don't get paid to speak. And they said, well, how much would you charge? And I didn't even know what to say, which I'm going to tell you, not in this webinar, but in a future one. How much do you get paid? And I said, well, how much budget do you have? And they said $250. I'm like, okay, sounds good. For how long? They said 20 minutes. I'm like, fantastic, let's go, right? And that was my first speaking engagement back in I'm aging myself, 99. And it was for the I even remember, it was for the California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and MANA, which is a mentoring organization for young Latinas. And when I did that first speaking engagement and I was paid, all of a sudden I was like, hello, is this mic on, right? I like ate the bug and I loved it. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is fun. You mean I'm getting paid to do what I love? Why should I be surprised about that? That's what I was coaching other people to do. Why not expand my coaching into a speaking business? Because what I learned in my Passionate Living Now business was you cannot grow a business and make money by exchanging time for money, my friends. As a coach, you can only see a certain amount of people in a day before you're energetically burned out, or you have to charge a whole lot of money. I know at one time, Anthony Robbins was charging thousands of dollars, and then he realized he needed to train other coaches. So I realized that business model was not scalable, it was not sustainable, and it wasn't something that was going to help me get to the most people. Remember, anything we do in life, we are being of service. It's happening not from us, but what? Through us. Yes, we are the vessels, we are the channels to allow our talent, skills, and abilities to be of service and to be abundantly paid to do what we love. We know that, right? You do know that. And so when I got that little bug of professional speaking, I was like, okay, let me get serious about this. So on top of going to 2 Toastmasters groups a week, which I did for several years. I'm thinking 5 years, maybe 6, I can't remember. 5 or 6 years, twice a week. Just like when I wanted to do salsa dancing, 3 times a week for 10 years. Now I'm doing samba dancing 3 to 4 times a week. Just started, but give me time. Watch out. Okay. Take a samba break. So you guys, it's like anything in life. Speaking is a skill. If you want to be more confident at it, you need to practice. And you don't need to practice in front of a million people. You can practice at a Toastmasters meeting, like I said. You could practice in front of a mirror. You can practice in front of your family. You could practice by going for a walk. This is my favorite thing to do. And speaking your speech while you're driving in traffic. You can speak your speech, whatever. But the key is it's not something that people are just born with. You, all of you listening, can develop it. It's something that can be learned. It's not that some people are luckier, some people are better speakers, or some people are not. Some people take more time and energy to train, okay? It's like anything else in life. If you want the level of success of masters, you have to put in the mastery training, okay? So I'm going to invite all of you to consider Toastmasters.org or something like that, and it will definitely help you and give you the practice, because you can't read a book about speaking and learn how to speak. I am going to be doing a webinar that's going to help you, coach you on how to do a speaking business from all the mistakes I made, so that you can make money right from the start and not do a lot of millions of free speaking engagements that I did. And I'll tell you when you can speak for free and when you cannot do on another webinar. But for this webinar, I just want you to be comfortable and confident to speak anywhere and anytime. So the other resource that I will give you guys ready for the other resource, was the National Speakers Association. So I joined the National Speakers Association. It's called NSA. Google it. Not the Gun Association, NRA. NSA, National Speakers Association. And I was able to get mentors in that organization that to this day I can call, email, or text, and they will help me. And this is something that you really want to have. A coach, a mentor, someone that's going to advocate for you, someone that's going to see that you're serious about learning the speaking business, that will vouch for you. My mentor invited me to watch her speak. And you're like, oh, what's the big deal? She invited me to Chicago, okay? So I had to buy a plane ticket. I had to get to Chicago. But you know what? When you want something, you will do whatever it takes. And so I went there. I slept in a little bed next to her, and I watched her, and I saw the magic that was happening with the audience and with the crowd. And I said, I am ready for this. I am ready to be a professional speaker. And so I followed in her footsteps. So number one, you have Toastmasters.org. Number two, you have National Speakers Association. Number three, you have mentorship. Having a mentor, and you can get a mentor probably in your Toastmasters group that can guide you every step along the way. Okay, so one of the ways that I'm able to be confident and speak anywhere, anytime with anyone, I'm going to give you some of my tools and tricks. Can I give you my secrets? You guys ready? I'm going to confess to you all my secrets. This is what you want to write down. Because literally, when I first started speaking, I was married at the time. And my sweet husband, so sweet, he was like, Deborah, if you are going to get anxiety and totally freaked out every time you go to speak and you're speaking for a living, this may be a problem. He was so sweet. He didn't say it was bothering me or you're a problem. He was just saying, it may be a problem for you. And he was right, because I was creating high blood pressure, I was creating stress, and I did not need that in my life. So I realized I needed to create strategies so that I could be calm. And think about you in your life. Think about this week. Do you have to speak at a meeting? Do you have to make a difficult phone call? Do you have to have a challenging conversation? It doesn't have to be in front of a huge audience. Anytime, when I talk about speak with confidence, it could be speaking on Facebook Live or Periscope or Snapchat. Anytime that you're leading, influencing, inspiring, and activating people with your words, with your energy, with your message, that's what I call speaking, okay? So there's no judgment to how big or how small your crowd is, okay? So one of the first tools that I use to get even more confident, you ready for this? Okay, is I center, okay? You may be able to tell or not, I don't know, that I am a hyperactive person. In fact, to get me to sit down to do this webinar, take seatbelts, right? I have a seatbelt on. I'm just kidding. But it's not easy for me to sit still, okay? That's why I meditate every day, to help me to anchor and to ground. So before I get on stage, and this is a secret of Anthony Robbins and many, Les Brown, Mark Victor Hansen, many of the highest paid speakers. What we were taught to do, and I can't remember which training, because I was trained by Blair Singer, Train the Trainer, author of Sales Dogs. I was trained by Christopher Howard, NLP expert, trained under Anthony Robbins. I was trained by T. Harv Eker and Toastmasters and NSA and my mentor. So when I say I have training, I don't remember from where. I just know it's in me. So one of the things that we were taught is when you go to speak, before you go to speak, to take command of your domain. And when I say take command of your domain, I mean uncross your legs, uncross your arms, and to literally center in. So what we could do if you're in the car or driving, do not close your eyes. If you are able to close your eyes for a second, okay? Take a breath. Again, take another breath. And really exhale out. So when you exhale out, any angst, any anxiety, any fear, any trepidation, which is absolutely normal when it comes to speaking, my friends. Speaking is the #1 fear most people have. It is something that causes nerves. Butterflies are normal. Take a breath. And let us sigh like, really let it out, okay? So this is the kind of thing I would do in the green room when I'm getting ready for the speech, if there's a green room. If there's not a green room, use the friggin' bathroom, my friends. Use your car. Find a corner, find a place, but make it happen. Your being centered is the most important thing before you speak, before you have that conversation, before you get on the webinar. I just came from doing another 2-hour workshop because I'm speaking every day, like twice a day. Thank goodness, because I'm on purpose and in alignment. And so I barely had time to eat. I barely had time to set up. And I said, even if it means no lipstick, I'm going to center and align, because I know the most important thing for me to be a vessel and a channel and a messenger for the message, like you are a messenger for your message. Sorry to point. That you need to be centered, okay? And centered in your power, my friends, because you are powerful. Again, if I'm motivational, it's because I'm a motivational speaker. You are powerful. And I really know, even though I may not know each and every one of you, I know your essence. I know your soul. I know if you've been put here into a body, into form, into the flesh, that it's because you have a destiny, it's because you have a life purpose, because you have a soul's contract, and you're being present and connecting to that by centering is going to allow you to be receptive, to be the messenger for the message. Okay, so that's step 2. Okay, so step 1 is you're going to center, you're going to take 3 to 5 alignment breaths. When you breathe in and activate that you capture all of the energy of the universe. People always say to me, God, Deborah, you have so much energy. Guess what? I'm using the energy of the universe, not only my energy. How? Through the breath. When we breathe in, we're open to the abundance of the universe. When we breathe out, we let go of whatever toxicity no longer serves us. That's why I go, when I breathe out, okay? Really, very important to do that. Okay, my friends? Okay, so now that we've done that, the second tool that I use to let go of the fear is to remember, and this is a mental tool. I'm going to teach you both physical, mental, and spiritual tools. Is that okay? Hopefully it is. If it's not okay, so take what you like, leave the rest. So the mental tool, when I say mental, I mean mindset for success. What do I mean? Say it out loud. Mindset for success. Okay? This mindset for success is living in possibility. So my mindset is not, what do you think of me and how are you going to react to me? I'm not wearing a jacket or anything professional. It's 99 degrees in this house. I have no air conditioning. I had to turn off the windows and the fans because I'm recording. I'm going to be comfortable. I don't care what you think about my shoulders being naked, right? What I care is that I am the messenger for the message. So again, when you own your domain, you don't care what other people think about you. Not everyone's going to like you. It's okay. Not everyone's your people. You're not going to like everyone either. What you are focused on is how you can be the messenger for the message. The messenger for the message. And you have a message that you are here to deliver, that you are here to serve, and it's activated within you now. Right now. You have it. It's just about owning it. It's within you. It's about owning it. And so when I shift from, oh, what am I going to say? What are they going to think? Like, I have little Post-it notes, right? But I am open and receptive to when I'm connecting with you, which I will teach you, maybe not in this webinar, but in another one, how to connect with your intuition so that you can tune into the audience and find out what their challenges and problems, it's advanced, what their challenges and problems are so you can speak it. Oh, that was my other training. I was a professor for 15 years. So speaking in the classroom for 4 hours to working adults who had already worked all day, I learned to tune in to be able to literally read their minds. So when they were upset about something or had a question about something, I could feel it in the energy. And even though they wouldn't address it, because I'm a leader, I would bring it up and address it so we could resolve it. So remember, you are the messenger for the message. You are the messenger for the message. When you know that, your mindset is not about, what do they think of me? Do they like me? The energy is, how can I serve you? So do you see the shift there? Instead of like, what do you think of me? To, how can I serve you? Do you see how that's more powerful? Do you see how that's empowering? It's not like, oh, I hope they like me. No, it's, I'm here to serve you. Like me or don't like me, okay? That's the energy, that's the attitude, okay? But when you come from a true place of service and you're really about them, what's in it for me? Like, what's in it for them? All of your bullet points, like all my bullet points are not necessarily what I want to talk about. It's what I know that you want, because People emailed me and said, cover this and cover that. That's what I'm covering. So I'm focused on how I can help you, how I can benefit you, how I can give you energy. And to me, that's easy and that flows, because don't we all really want to help people? I know you. You are servers. When I say servers, you're like servant leaders, like Gandhi, right? Like Nelson Mandela. You are here to be of service and give of your talents to this world. You're not here just to get and to take. So trust me, my friends, it will be second nature for you to be able to be open, receptive, and giving. Let's take a breath. This is the integration part. I know I speak fast. I want you to integrate that and say, I am the messenger for the message. Say it out loud if you can. I am the messenger for the message. Excellent. You are the messenger for the message, and you absolutely have a powerful message to give. And this powerful message that's coming through you will allow you to let go of that fear. Okay, you want to hear my next little tip? Okay, remember I said the tools I'm giving you are physical. One was, actually breathing, getting into your body instead of into your head. The other one was mental, having the mindset is I'm the messenger for the message. It's happening through me. I'm the channel and the vessel for it to come through, not like I need to know it. You don't need to know it. You need to own it, okay? Now, the third one I'm giving you is a spiritual one, okay? And you could take it or leave it if you're not a spiritual person. But I am. In fact, I'm a spiritual counselor. I studied for 8 years at the Agape International Spiritual Center under Dr. Michael Beckwith. He's been on Oprah lately. He was in The Secret. He was my coach, still my mentor, and my spiritual teacher. And so one of the things he taught me that worked for him, works for my friend Oprah, is to pray. So I usually have anxiety and nerves before I'm going to speak, even now, not for everything, but if I'm going to do big things, because now I'm so confident that I'm not scared for certain things. But when it's like the other day, I had to speak in front of 1,000 people. I was like, whoa. But what I did was I flipped the fear into excitement, and then I was really excited. So I sat with fear for a very short few minutes, and then I flipped it. Oh, I'm excited. So then it was great. But I pray. I don't pray for myself. I have a prayer partner. So I invite and encourage you, if you don't, to consider having someone that will pray for you. So every single time, I didn't do it for this webinar, but every single time that I'm going to go speak, I will ask my prayer partner to pray that all logistics, this is important, write this down. This is important to include in your prayer, that all logistics, that all technology, I'll do it right now, that all energy is in working in perfect order, that everything flows. I pray that I'm the messenger for the message. I pray that my message is well received. I pray that it leads to future opportunities for paid and abundant opportunities for clients and contracts, and that everyone in the audience life is transformed. So that's my prayer. You could do whatever you want for your prayer, but that is my prayer. I don't do it myself. That's my prayer request. We're in high-tech age, so I text my prayer partner. By the way, if you don't have a prayer partner and you need one, let me give you a number. So I volunteer at a prayer line, and we are happy to take your call. Ready? Okay, 310-348-1260. This is the Agape International Center prayer hotline, 24/7. If they're not there, you can leave a message. They'll call you back and leave a prayer. Fantastic, right? Okay, so feel free to go to your spiritual center, your church, your mosque, your synagogue, your temple. But I absolutely know that that's my secret weapon, because even if everything goes weird before then, like I've been in speaking. I spoke at the Department of Treasury where they print the money, and I'm ordering my Uber. I'm supposed to be on stage at 6 in the morning. Trust me, something always goes wrong. So that's why I pray. So Uber was not available. So I literally at the last minute had to get like a limo to take me the 45 minutes from my hotel to the venue, because Uber wouldn't come to where I was, wherever I was in Texas. I don't even know where I was, okay? But when you pray, you just know that everything will go well. You just trust and have that faith, okay? So that's my spiritual tip. So my physical tip, center. My mental tip, again, mindset is, remember, you're the messenger for the message. My spiritual tip is pray. Okay. Can I give you some more tips? You guys ready for some more? I've got some more. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I wish you were like, had a little video of you here so I could see your gorgeous faces, but I'll just imagine your gorgeous faces saying, yeah, Deb, keep going. Go on. Okay. I will. So, one of the tips that I use, and this is something that took me a long time. So this is about getting more confidence when you're speaking, those of you that just joined, okay? So we like to be prepared, right? One of the ways that we can have more confidence is to be prepared. Everybody likes to be prepared. So you know what I used to do that I don't do anymore is I used to write out my speech. I would write pages and pages of speech, right? This whole out, like if I was going to do a 45-minute keynote, which I did with Stedman Graham, my friends, had a limo driver, it was a big paid engagement. He was the lunch speaker, I was the breakfast speaker. It was fantastic, right? Paid me a lot of money, okay? A lot of money. There's a lot of zeros there. I knew I had to deliver. And so I'm writing my speech over and over and over again. And I'm like, why is this not sticking to my cerebral cortex, right? Meaning I couldn't remember it. I'd be writing it and writing it. And what I realized, and this is what I want to teach you, is everybody has a different learning style. So some of you may be visual. You need to see it. Maybe you need Post-it notes. Some of you are auditory. You need to hear it. What I realized is I'm auditory. I need to hear it. So I record. I get the voice memo on my iPhone, and I record it so that I can hear myself saying it and I could feel myself being it, so that I own the speech, that they're not just words. Because some of you do want to get paid to speak, there's a difference between delivering words and embodying a message. You guys may notice this with political candidates. Some people try to fake the funk and they say blah, 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 but what they really mean is nah, 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 right? And you can tell. You can tell when people are being inauthentic. So auditory, speaking it out loud helps you to own it. Then other people are kinesthetic. So they need to feel it by actually doing it, okay? So you may want to, you can go online and say NLP VAK test. It's NLP, which stands for Neuro Linguistic Programming, VAK, and then put test. And it will give you a test to see whether you're a visual, auditory, or kinesthetic learner. Whatever way you learn, that's how you should practice, okay? So even if you are a visual learner, I don't recommend writing out an entire speech, because bottom line, when you get on stage and there's all of these lights and all of these people and all of this pressure to deliver, especially if you're getting paid, even if you're not getting paid, but it's for an opportunity or maybe just for your ego not being bruised, there is a payoff, right? You want to be on fire, and having a piece of paper where you're reading is going to take you out of engaging with the audience. It's the number one reason that people will tune out. They're going to, oh, what's on my text message? Oh, what's happening on Facebook? Right? Let me do a Snapchat right now. They will start tuning you out as soon as you start reading on a piece of paper. I never read, and I never stand behind a podium. And I don't stand behind a podium because I'm 5'0". You know the truth now? Yes, I'm vertically challenged. I'm 5'0". I'm actually highly concentrated. Boom, boom. Not vertically challenged. You like that? One of my audience members said that. You're not vertically challenged. You're highly concentrated, right? So do not write your speech out. What I would recommend doing is getting a poster board. I have an example like this. And getting your Post-it notes and dividing your speech into sections, beginning, middle, and end. And what I like to do is, and I was taught this, oh, that was my other training I did. I did Paul Sheely. He's a famous photo reading guy, whole brain learning. He teaches you how to speed read and how to memorize and how to work with adults and be really effective trainers with adult learners. And he says the brain, the way that the memory works is it works in pictures and images, not linearly on the left brain, 1, 2, 3, ABC. So here we are in school, taught to do these outlines, 1, 2, 3, ABC, but that's not how we remember. We remember in our right brain in pictures and in images. So if you did a mind map, which is just, I guess I could give you my notes. I have notes for today that was behind me, but I'm sacrificing so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is my notes for today. Can you believe I don't have a script, but these were my notes that I'm actually not really going off of because I kind of know what I'm talking about, so I don't really need to, but it's nice I can see them now. So I had a mind map. So it was a circle of the main point, and then you can go out with branches and what are the subtopics so I know what to cover, right? So that's how I do my speeches. That's how I write them out. That's how I rehearse them. That's how I remember them. And if you have an opportunity like this, where I can have like a teleprompter situation, I have this near me. So I know bullet number 1 is how to reduce fear. Bullet number 2, engage the room, etc. Right? So you can discover, if you want to go online, your primary representational system. Just type in NLP VAK test and it'll come up. In fact, the website, I believe, is businessballs.com, and it'll take you 15 minutes. But once you know whether you're visual, auditory, or kinesthetic, I'm actually auditory digital, which means I need to say things out loud. And you know you're auditory digital if you talk to yourself. I'm not actually crazy. I'm just processing, because that's how we remember things. That's how we process information. So the best way that I feel confident when I'm speaking, guess what I do? Same thing with dance, is I rehearse the entire speech, okay? Not one time, not 2 times, but 3 to 5 times, okay? And I don't do the speech. You guys ready for this? Is this too much? Is this demasiado? You guys can handle it? Okay. So I don't do the speech in order. I'll do the beginning, because you got to nail the beginning. If you are not on fire in the beginning, forget it. They're not tuned in. So I will rehearse like the first 5-minute opening part multiple times. I'll record it on my phone and then listen to it while I'm driving or biking or training or whatever I'm doing that day, right? So it gets into my subconscious mind. Guess what? When it's in my subconscious mind, even if I'm nervous, could happen, and forget the whole thing, it'll come out of my mouth because it's already deposited into the fertile soil. Isn't that good? Doesn't that help you reduce some fear right now? Don't you feel more confident just knowing that? That literally, this is how you're taught to remember things, is to listen to it before you go to sleep. So you can play your speech before you go to sleep. So I will practice the beginning part of my speech 1, 2, 3, sometimes 4 or 5 times, okay? I will practice the end of my speech 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 times. So 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. And I'll do it at different times of the day so I can keep my energy up. I like to actually do it while I walk. You know, I don't like sitting down. So I like to go for a walk because then I get a bonus exercise, and I'm very creative and innovative and relaxed when I'm walking. And guess what? I'm activating my left and right brain. When you walk, you activate both hemispheres. So it gives me more creativity. So sometimes I will add something even better into the speech that I didn't have planned. Oh, bonus, right? So then I'll add that in. I'm like, oh, fantastic. And then I'll practice the middle a few times, but at least 3 times, okay? 3. Say 3 is for me. Everybody, like my ring, 3 is for me. It's my Valentine's gift from myself. If you don't love yourself, who will? This was Valentine's gift, not a Valentine's gift. This was a gift from my client yesterday. This was a gift from my client. I love my clients. My coaching clients, fantastic. Okay, you guys with me? Isn't this cool? Everybody say, cool, especially if you're in hot California like me, okay? So number 1, you don't have to write out your speech a million times, but you do need to map it out. So whether you want to map it out with a mind map, if you don't want to write it like me on that form, you can use, maybe you're high tech. There are apps that you can do mind mapping with. All the YouTubers do it to create their TV shows. It's a very creative way to access your creativity and innovation through accessing your right part of your brain, okay? And then practice. So when you practice out loud, you don't have to do in order. Do the beginning, then do the end, then do the middle, and then do one time the whole run through. And by the way, when you first start, you may want to practice more. And as you get more comfortable, you may not need to practice as much, but never get complacent. That's one thing I learned. As soon as I was like, man, I have this, I'm big time, whatever. That was my ego. That's not my amigo. It's my enemigo and yours. It took me out of the game, friends, because I thought I knew it, I had it together, and I didn't practice, and it just wasn't as good. So now I take every single speech as whether it's paid or unpaid, because I remember I talked to you before about getting paid or not getting paid and when you could get paid. I wasn't going to give it to you in this webinar, but because you're being so attentive and so well behaved, I'm going to give it to you now. Okay? So when would I say yes to a free speaking engagement? You want to hear? If the audience member is my target audience. Think about that. So I'm social media marketing consultant. If the audience was small business owners, I would say yes to speaking for free. Why? Because that's my opportunity to position myself as an expert. So I don't consider that to be a speech. I consider that to be a marketing activity, to be able to plant a seed, get them into my marketing funnel, and make sales. But I will never do a free speech unless I have something or somewhere for them to go into. Even this webinar. I'm doing this webinar. I'm not charging you, but I'm going to invite you if you want to download a copy of my free ebook. Why? Because you'll get benefit from it. I'll invite you to coach with me. Why? Because you'll get benefit from it. So every time that I do something that is for free, it's also a marketing opportunity. So last week, I spoke at this conference, 1,000 people. There was the Board of Equalization Chair, Jerome Horton. There was Yvonne Horton, City Clerk for City of Inglewood, both very influential political people. Every single person that pays taxes got a copy of the program. And guess who they put a picture of on the front? Deborah Deras, marketing. So that was marketing for me. So I can't think of it, oh, it was a free speech. I got free advertising for saying yes to being a willing participant. I will give you one caveat though, my friends. The less you get paid, the worse you will get treated. I just want to say that. The more you get paid, the better you will get treated. So how many of you would like to get paid and treated well? Okay, so we can talk about that in another webinar. If you want to be a professional speaker and get paid to speak, because trust me, when people pay for me to speak, they'll pick me up in a limo. There'll be champagne, apples in the room. They'll give me a gift. They'll give me some, if I'm not paid to speak, which is strategic and usually very minimal, like once a month or something like that, I'll be lucky if I get a lunch, right? I'll be lucky if they reimburse my parking. Like literally, if they don't pay you, it's because they don't value your time and your energy necessarily, or they don't have a budget. Could be that they don't have a budget. So it's not necessarily personal that they don't value you, but you could take it personally, and I encourage you not to, because my friend Domingo Ruiz of the Four Agreement says, don't take things personally, okay? So let's just pause for a second and review. So in order to have even more confidence when you're preparing for your speech, what are you going to do? Are you going to write it out? No, no, no. You are going to do Post-it notes and or bullet points. You can do a mind map, divide into sections, and then you're going to rehearse it to yourself. No, do not rehearse it in your head. It does not work like that. You can visualize it in your head and see the audience, but then also, even if you're not an auditory processor, I recommend that all of you practice out loud. Trust me, my friends. That one tip will get you even more confident, because it's not going to be like you're going up there for the first time. Your body has muscle memory. Same thing with dancing. You have muscle memory. You now know what it's like to be in that place, to be in that time. It's in the cells of your body, and it's going to enable you to be even better, even more ignited, because once that speech gets started, guess what? The adrenaline rush is going to go through your body, and you are going to have so much energy. Oh my God, it's going to be amazing. Oh my God, is our time up? 1:53? Gosh, I can't believe it. I thought it was like 1:23. That's how it felt. That's it. That's it. That's the thing. I was just proving my point. So once you get started speaking, you get into what I call the flow, baby, where you don't even know what's happening. It's like time goes so much faster. Can I give you one more pro tip for the road, and then I'll let you go back to whatever you're doing? Because I know we're supposed to end at 2 o'clock Pacific. Okay, let me give you one more pro tip. Every single time, almost, that I go to speak, even if I'm paid, not paid, doesn't matter, both situations, they'll say, Deborah, you have 45 minutes for this keynote speech. We're going to have lunch going on, blah, blah, blah. Try not to speak during lunch, or see if you could speak after they're done serving or after they're done eating, because the worst thing you have is the forks going click, click. If you're auditory like me, that is so disruptive and so disturbing, can really ruin your concentration. So try to avoid that. Do not be on when people are eating. Put that in your contract that that's not what you do. You wait till after, and it's so that, and convince them that it's so that the people can get their money's worth, okay? Because they won't be able to concentrate either on your speech when they're eating. Okay, so tip is, okay, so in order for you, whether you're getting paid or not, it's so important that you are going to be able to capture the information from the people that you're speaking at. So one of the things I do every single time I speak is I have some sort of giveaway. Back in the olden days, I would have everybody put a card in a basket, and I would pick a card and raffle off a book. Books for everyone. We don't live in that age anymore. Now I can say, go to deborahderas.com/manifest, and you can download my ebook, right? Or I could say, text 44222 connect, and you'll automatically get the notes or the PowerPoint. Everybody wants the notes or the PowerPoint. In fact, do you want the notes in the PowerPoint? I won't give you the notes in the PowerPoint because I don't have notes or PowerPoint, but I can give you a copy of this video. If any of you want a copy of this video, make sure that you registered through deborahderas.com/speaknow, because everybody that registered, I'm going to email you a private link for this video so you can watch it, take notes, watch it again, etc. Okay? Really important. So that's my one more pro tip, is that you gather information, you gather leads, because when you gather leads, then people are going to invite you back again. Never speak during the lunch, my friends. Never speak during lunch. One more tip is, no matter what amount of time they say you have, say you have 45 minutes to speak, guess what? It's going to get cut in half. I can promise you, it'll be 20 minutes. So that's why it's so important to practice your speech in segments. So you have the intro and you have the ending. So if you need to cut the middle, just take the fact, cut it off, then it's 20 minutes, okay? So if I was told, okay, Deborah, this webinar was an hour, but now you have 30 minutes, I'm like, okay, cut out, make the brother's story short, do this, take that out, take that tip out, don't do the centering, and I would be able to cut. So the more you practice, the more you rehearse, the more you're able to know how to cut, okay? So here's the deal. I really appreciate your feedback. In fact, I am going to be developing an online program that's going to be coaching and speaking and training to help you to speak with even more confidence. But I need to know what you want me to include in it. So if you can comment below or send me a Facebook message, what is it that I didn't cover in this webinar that you think I need to cover in the next program? When I say program, it's going to be a 5-week series where every week I am going to have a presentation, but there's going to be a live chat box, my friends. So you're going to be able to ask questions right on the webinar, and I'm going to be able to answer them, and I'm going to be able to give you coaching, okay? So give me your comments. If you're watching this on YouTube, just put in the comment box. If you're watching this on Facebook, put in the comment box. But make sure you're in my world, okay? How do you get in my world? You could go to, looking for my sign, deborahderas.com/speaknow. Make sure you're on that email list, because I'm going to be emailing you the video. I'm going to be asking for your feedback on how to create the next 5-week course, because I really want it custom and designed for you. For those of you that, like I promised, that wanted to get your free gift for staying for the whole time, I'm really proud of you, stayed for the whole time. Also, I'm going to be emailing you all 28 of my episodes of Transformational Tuesday. I did 28 TV shows, full length, 47 minutes each, on how to transform your life. And on that series, I have how to get paid to travel the world, how to reduce anxiety. So different videos that I know will help you in your career and your personal life. So I'm just going to give you that as a bonus. Thank you. I appreciate your time. Thank you for staying, and thank you for your feedback. So if there's anything that you didn't like, I won't be offended. It's important for me to know. Let me know what you want me to take out, because I do plan on doing this webinar again. Feel free to share this webinar with your friends, with your colleagues, with your associates, anybody that you care about. Sharing is what? Caring. Finally, if you want to do personal coaching with me, one-on-one, I have an office in Playa Vista, or I could do online Skype or Google Hangout coaching with you. You could just go to deborahderas.com. By the way, this is not on my website. This is just 50% off coaching just for the people on the webinar. So deborahderas.com/work-with-me. Okay? So it's 50% off. I think I'm going to keep it 50% for this next week till the end of June, so till June 30th. If you would like to work with me, jump on that because I only have room. I have right now 92 clients. Not all the time, but 92 clients in total. And so I'm not taking that many more new ones, probably about 3. So if you're interested, you're ready to go, let's do this coaching thing, let's get paid to speak. I can't wait for you to finish your program or the webinar. Let's get started this week. Boom, go to deborahderas.com/work-with-me, and I will literally give you my forms, all my fee sheets, my press kit information, everything you need so that you can get started as a professional speaker and even coach you in speaking, videotape you, give you feedback, all that stuff. Recommend you to people for speaking. Awesome sauce. Okay, so I want to thank everyone for tuning in. If I went too fast and you need any questions, feel free to contact me. My number, I'm giving my phone number. Can you believe that? Because I'm not an email person. My phone number is 310-945-5651. That's my company, Synergy Unlimited. And guess what? I believe with the power of synergy, anything is possible. Thank you for tuning in, and high five on your speaking. I know that you will have the confidence to speak even more powerfully with the tools that we learned today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you soon on the stage. Okay, ciao for now. Deborah Deras.